Lord Jesus, we are here not because we searched for you, but because you searched for us. Frequently, we do not believe we have the capacity or audacity to do what needs to be done, and yet you are the one who calls us, who believes in us. Amen. So as many of you know, I am married. I have two beautiful children. And it's all because another woman followed my husband. 20 years ago, I was engaged to a totally different man who 3 months before our wedding dumped me. It was really terrible timing as I had just purchased for us season tickets to Cincinnati's Playhouse in the Park. So for the next year, I was reminded of that dumping by going to the theater monthly. I always took a friend or occasionally a parishioner. My future husband at the time had season tickets right in front of mine. And for a year, every time Brent went to the show, he would lean low back into his seat to eavesdrop. Finally, one night he made his move. We flirted. But at the end of the show, I started to go. And it's then the bossy church lady I'd taken with me said, "What are you doing? He's attractive, you're attractive, he's single, you're single. Go after him!" Still licking my wounds, afraid of rejection, I lamely replied, "I don't pick up men at the theater." And it's then Doreen said, "Fine, I'll pick him up for you." So she followed Brent, went and asked, "Would you like to go for coffee with us?" And what man wouldn't turn down a date with two women? The rest is history. A wedding day photo captures deliberately just Doreen, Brent, and I. Proof. Holy moments and movements happen not just because of leaders, but because of followers. Individuals who drop everything, reroute, put aside doubt, take risks. Today's first scriptural nugget makes it sound like Jonah was this fabulous, obedient, perfect follower, that God said go and Jonah hopped. But remember, we've been dropped into the middle of the story when Jonah heard God's word a second time. Initially, the first time, remember, when God said go, Jonah said no. God said follow me, and Jonah ran for the sea. Just pen a resume for Jonah and it would read something like this: Jonah, son of Amittai, enjoys ignoring God's instructions, argues regularly with his creator, gifted at running away when challenges are presented, naps well when others are going through major storms, excels at whining about God's generosity rather than imaging God's compassion, special talent for being exceptionally judgmental, preaches only one-liners or less than 30-second sermons. Now, wait, that last trait y'all would like, so I'll strike that. But let's think and drink in the fact that the vast majority of Jonah's character traits don't scream, "Give this guy a job as a prophet." And yet, God bet on Jonah. God gave Jonah multiple chances to redeem himself, to follow, preach, evolve into a prophet. God kept believing in Jonah's succeeding. Lord Jesus, how many times in our lives have we known the holy thing to do and not done it? How often have we ignored your voice in the night and held tight to our own desires? We are all of us, Jonah, men and women, who regularly ignore the needs of others, who argue with God, who follow our own ways rather than Yahweh. Thank God we have a God who forgives, who, despite our repeat rejections of him, keeps calling, keeps saying, get back on the path. Follow me. For the second week in a row, we have heard stories of Jesus asking others to come. Follow me. And as I said last week, though I'm not a fan of John's gospel, I totally prefer his call tale, heard last week. For it is in John, it's clear that we sometimes need significant space, time to be nudged in the right direction, to hear Jesus' call. John tells us that Andrew went and spent time with Peter, persuading him to join up. John tells us that Philip was actually from Andrew and Peter's hometown, which probably made him a little more comfortable joining Jesus' posse, since he already knew two of his friends were already in the mix. And when Philip said, Nathanael, come and see, Nathanael didn't jump right into Jesus' band. He questioned. He wondered. Was this really the Messiah? In John, it really takes time to prime the spiritual pump, to jump into that commitment to follow Jesus more fully. But as for Mark, there's no time. Mark is nicknamed the gospel of urgent action. It's all business. And Mark's start, skip the birth, skip the genealogy, get straight to the point. Jesus gets baptized in 3 verses, tempted by Satan in 2 verses, 6 words, shut down John's ministry. Up comes Jesus. Let's get out, find some followers. A Greek word is found throughout Mark's gospel over 40 times, and the word means immediately, at once, without delay, straight away. Hear that word twice today. Mark tells us Jesus called Peter, Andrew, James, and John, fishermen of Capernaum, and said, follow me, and they did all in immediately. No mention, they said goodbye, hugged their parents, informed wives and children they were dumping them. He didn't say, give me a few days to weigh my options. They just went. They just believed they were sent. And they knew it was the right thing to do. To follow, to learn, to lean, to yearn for Jesus. Soren Kierkegaard wrote, the difference between an admirer and a follower still remains. The admirer never makes any true sacrifices. She always plays it safe. Though in words, phrases, songs, she is inexhaustible about how highly she prizes Christ. He who renounces nothing, gives up nothing, will not reconstruct his life, will not let his life express who it is he supposedly loves best. Jesus. I have one of the most vivid memories of my mother I keep in my heart. It was summer and our family was all the local public pool on the second floor of an open patio, and all of a sudden it felt like the earth was quaking. We later learned a man had escaped from prison, stolen a car at the park that adjoined the pool, and had attempted to outrun the cops. And unbeknownst to him, when he thefted the car, he didn't realize there were 3 small children in the back. The man ran the car into the pool building and chaos ensued. I was only 6 at the time, and I just remember 2 things: that mostly everyone was running away. Second thing I remember is hearing a voice above all the chaos. If you have medical experience, follow me. My mom took one glance at her 4 uninjured, young, unsupervised children and said, "Stay here. Stay together." And then she vanished. She returned an hour later, dirty, disheveled. I was ever so proud of her. I later learned her swiftness, her witness, saved the lives of all those children. We've all had moments. We'll have them again, when we just have to decide to take the hard road and to follow. Because Jesus followers, they jump in. They let her holy courage stay them. We are the ones who can follow, who can sit with the dying, support refugees, sacrifice wealth, time, comfort for others. Let us pray. Lord, today and every day, plant within our hearts holy urgency, blessed immediateness to follow you, to reduce our reluctance, our fears, our desires to run away from opportunities every day to serve you, to love you, to sacrifice. Lord, as you are everywhere, help us always to dare and follow you. Amen.